Hello, you guys. I'm gonna wait and start letting other people come in. Hey, Miss Nelly, I see you in there. I know I haven't been coming on a regular, but I will start back coming on a regular. Let's see. I see 5 people in. I wonder where Mr. Parker at, cause when I've been coming on, he ain't been coming in. Hey, the Black Barbie. Hey, Miss Shan. Miss Clarinetta. Gina. Nene. Hey, Holiday Tracks, Divine Black Barbie, Dub JJ. Hey, Mr. Parker. He said, "Who goes wrestling? Who goes live when wrestling is on?" I didn't know wrestling was on, Mr. Parker. I don't look at wrestling. Hey, Positive Vibes. It's only on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. You from? We don't look at no wrestling in Memphis. The Memphians don't look at no wrestling. Hey, Leo. Yeah, I went by Makita's Cookies today and got me some cookies. Well, I'm from Memphis. We don't look at wrestling. We wrestle. We do the wrestling. I went by Makita's Cookies today. I got me a strawberry cookie, a lemon cookie, a butter cookie. And they say the oatmeal raisin cookies is real good. Um, hey, the Black Barbie. I was waiting for Greyface to come in. Hey there, dude. I grew up in Whitehaven, Mr. Parker. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Oh, so we got like another minute. We'll give. I want to talk about. Shout out to my subscribers. They always when I'm out of because when I'm out of pocket because I be having a lot going on. They kind of reach out to me. As a matter of fact, I haven't checked my emails, but Steven reached out to me via social media. And it's others that will reach out to me via social media. And they will let me know what's going on. Hold on one second. Mm. Okay. Hey, on 1 we go. Okay. You all make sure y'all hit the like button. Okay, so Steven had reached out to me. Shout out to Steven. He, he's one of the ones that keep me abreast of a lot that's going on. I appreciate that out in the social media world. Um, and he was telling me that who was it? Great Face. Y'all know Great Face be on top of everything. Had dropped some jewels last night in Alabama Hitters Live. Shout out to the hitter. And about Straight Drops family, okay? And them being put up really nicely. And as you all can see, it seems like, um some people are now coming through. Well, let me just say this. I'm not really surprised because if you listen to some of the if you go back and listen to some of my old videos, there were other like some Memphians that vlog, okay, that was talking about the case that says that um CMG was taking care of Straight Drops family. Now, I think we need to run it back because I don't think that CMG, me personally, I don't think that CMG was the only people that was involved in this scheme to take Young Dolph out. I probably don't say a whole lot about it. I may have hinted at it, but I don't think that CMG is the only group of people that is involved in taking Young Dolph out. I think we should go as far back as all the way back when a lot of names were being thrown out there. But I think it would be good to start looking at, when um even when Brick Gang artists, some of them had started getting into it with their CEO. Okay. I'm not saying that Moneybag is involved, but I think I've always been the one to say that Moneybag never passed the smell test. So if you think about it, I forget the young man's name. His name Brett Gang something. Okay. Um, I wish Greyface was in here because I know he remembers. If Steven in here, when Moneybag and one of his ex artists was into it, and he told him to give him his chain back, and he said, "Come and get it." And remember, uh, and remember the guy said some more words, and then he says, "What's up, Greyface? Greyface, what was the name of that artist that Moneybag was into it with online?" And then the young man said he told him to bring him his chain back. Yeah, Brett Game Drick. Brett Game Drick had a strong loyalty to Straight Drop. I think they had so many vloggers and stuff that was trying extremely hard to um, cover for them, right? That it kind of took the attention off of a lot of hard facts, right? Um, but when Brick Gang, he says that Drick was in Indiana with Straight Drop. So, as I'd always said, I think it goes back to, well, let me finish this point because I'll jump from one point to another in a minute because my mind be all over the place. But um, when Drake was into it with Moneybag online, he at the end of when they got through, he said when they got through arguing at the end of his Instagram post, he said free Straight Drop. I think one of the reasons that Big 30, okay, is mad at him is because he feels like he doesn't have any loyalty. I think the main factor is because of some things that went on with Big Newski, but I also think that because of some things that went on with Straight Drop also, right? And now this is just my opinion, what I'm getting ready to say, but I'm probably not far off. Okay. Everything that I'm saying is going to be leading up to my point. But this is my opinion, what I'm getting ready to say. I'm not saying that I'm not 100% sure that Moneybag is involved. I always said that he never passed the smell test, okay? But I will say this, maybe it wasn't him, okay? Maybe it was some of the people around him. But um but I don't know why his artist would be mad at him, okay? His old artist would be mad at him. Um yeah. What I was getting ready to say is I believe, okay, that I don't know. I believe that he was in, and this is just my opinion, but I always believe, like I said, he never passed the smell test, and he had some type of involvement. Okay, I think he had some type of involvement, and not only did he have some type of involvement, I think that that record label Endless did too. Okay, now nobody told me this. This is just my opinion. Um, when you think about Mr. N, when Mr. N says that there were other CEOs, I think he was on point when he said that. I do believe that there were other CEOs, and I think that Endless would be the people that did. I don't believe in coincidences, but Straight Drop ends up in Indiana. Okay, he ends up in Indiana, and Zach Randolph is from Indiana. I said this 3 years ago. Okay, I think that they was gonna hide him out and then take him out. That's what I believe. Um, he said CMG suspect for sure. Yeah, I just think it was a collaborative effort. I do. Um, and now somebody is taking care of his family really, really good. Now, I know Head be having people in over here, child. Head, go on with your life, okay? Because I got a right to my opinion. Just go on with your life now. But I really I do, I really do. I have felt like that for a while now. That they collaborated. It was those two record labels that collaborated because I think that Head and Zach Randolph would their reasons would be I think CMG was just flat out jealous of Young Dolph, but I think they both wanted to kind of take over the South. That's how I feel about it. Um, Nobody has told me that, but that is just my feelings, okay, as it relates to that. I know that their name did not come out. In this name did not come out, but somebody is definitely taking care of Straight Drops family, okay, and they are living really, really good, okay. Um, yeah, okay. So when people get to talking about, well, Zach Randolph, he Zach Randolph, he got all that money. It goes back to what I was saying about Zach Randolph. Um, Zach Randolph has been known for gang activities. Okay, he definitely hung out with Trula Mafia, and that was according to the police. He hung out with them. He hung out with those young men all the time. So if he hung out with them, and those Trula guys those were the dudes that he had around him. Those were the dudes that he had to do his dirt. I don't think it would be that far fetched when they was mad at Dolph, those Trula boys, for him to be in it, and definitely had the money also to help finance it. I mean, everybody else's money is probably questionable, but we do know that Zach had millions. Okay, so I don't think it's that far fetched at all. But hey, I'm not saying, you know, I mean, this is just my theory. Um, but we do know that somebody is taking care of Straight Drop's family. So that he won't talk. You have to understand Straight Drop knows that even if they knock some time off, he's still gonna do a whole lot of years. He's got his family to think about. And I'm like, great face, the dude from Heavy Camp is now got his is with his baby mama. They done had a baby. And so his child is in that household. So he's got to think about that also. Okay. So he's in a position where the only person that probably cares about him other than his mom and his sister, they taking care of his mom and his sister at this point. They definitely taking care of his mom and his sister. Um, somebody is with some money. Um, so he knows that he got to lay down either way. So I think he's very whenever he thinks about telling everything, they've been playing the same game since the very beginning. That's when we'll start to see a song drop, and then people would talk about it for a day or two, and then you won't hear about it no more, right? But all Straight Drop want is that he needs to feel like, um, as long as he feels like that they're doing something, okay. He wants that feeling of, no, man, I had a song drop today. He, people, like I said, gonna talk about it for a day or two, and then the people that's putting the money behind it, to keep him quiet, they already know that, right? Now, I'm not in the business of putting out where people, um, you know, personal information or anything like that. Um, but I think, but I have subscribers and stuff that be right on top of stuff, right? And somebody is definitely taking care of his family. And so I get to thinking about, something that I was told, right? That when this thing happened with Young Dolph, that Moneybag, Yo Gotti, okay, they started moving all their loved ones, or the people they cared about the most, to a certain state, okay. They moved them all to this certain state. I won't say what state it was, but it seems like to me ain't nothing changed, okay, as it relates to what they're saying now. Check my email, okay. You all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? Mm. Oh wow. Thank you. That's interesting. Okay. My who was that sent me that? It appears that um it appears that, y'all think Straight Drop hit money? Because we know $40,000, if that's what they claiming they got, $40,000 wouldn't have bought that house. That house cost over $500,000. Hell, how straight how what kind of job his mama and sister got? Okay. I wonder if that's the house that they was planning on having Straight Drop to move in. That would be one of his gifts, right? If they started building that house for him, if they started building that house for him right after Young Dolph was assassinated. Mm. Darnell, this is how I talk. Okay. I mean, you just gonna have to deal with it. Darnell, are you somebody from out of Endless or CMG camp? You nervous or something? Grayface says, y'all see the house? I didn't want to drop it, but there it is. Oh Lord. Yeah. Grayface Steven told me you dropped it. My nephew just built a house from the ground up in that. Okay. So y'all, who is it that's taking care of Straight Drop and his family? Who is that's taking care of his family? Who do you all think that it is? This would be a good opportunity for people to um put out there who they think that it is. I don't know. Um is it endless? Was Head and Zach Randolph involved? Or y'all don't think that they were involved? Do y'all think that they was involved with CMG on this? Because we know CMG was involved. He said it's a collection of CMG and endless. Deshaun, I'm gonna give bruh grace, but that who you was funny as fuck. She said he in the Coast Guard. I don't know, King Deshaun, if he had a big insurance policy or not. I don't know. Somebody is taking care of a Straight Drop and his family. I mean, we know CMG without a doubt, but I mean, are there other people that was involved? Okay, because like I told y'all before. Now I keep telling y'all this. I have a friend that's a police officer. He's high up in rank with MPD. He been there almost 40 years. It's time for him to go on to the house, okay? But every time I would try to get some information out of him as it late early on, he been there so long, he's just real cool. And he would always say, because you have to understand now, his guys worked on that task force that was dealing with those gang killings and stuff when J Money and D Money was alive. Okay. Because he said that um when they was out there taking out people because it was some kind of gang war going on, what they would do is to let the rival gang know that it was them that took out the person that Y'all, why is it every time I mention Moneybag Yo and Endless, the hackers start? Okay. Why every time I mention them, they start hacking? Every time I have mentioned Moneybag Yo and Endless, somebody messes with my StreamYard. Whatever I say or don't say ain't gonna change a damn thing here. We just talking. We already know that it's true, okay? But we already know it's some truth to it. But it ain't gonna change nothing. Trying to knock me off here. Everybody been talking about it. It ain't me. You bitches need to be worried about. You motherfuckers better be worried about the feds being on top of your damn head. Sitting here being a damn fool and hacking just proves that you bitches are some. You got the folks on here hacking. Okay. It ain't gonna stop nobody from talking about it. Hell, whether I talk about it or not, I'm barely on here. It ain't gonna change shit. You motherfuckers set that boy up and you going to jail. But I'm not the big bad wolf. Okay? I'm not the big bad wolf. The big bad wolf is the one that's coming to lock y'all asses up. Y'all picking on a woman that ain't even got the power to put you in jail. Okay? But every time I talk about Moneybag and Endless, that's when the hacking starts. Moneybag used to, when I would say something about Moneybag, they would have some people come in here and start just flat out threatening me. Okay, they would start threatening me. I fear for my motherfucking life. Okay? I fear for my life. Okay? Because as much as I talk about CMG, other than the vloggers who was trying to they was working with money. They was working with Black Youngster, because they thought that they was gonna get their artists and shit signed. The vloggers on here that be getting people's information so that they can give it to the Mexicans illegally. Them. Okay. They was working with Black Youngster them because they thought they was gonna get a deal and they ain't got shit. They're just on here stealing. But every time, but they going to jail though. But every time I talk about innocent money bag, that's when the threats and the hacking start. Now I gotta be honest, I talk about Yo Gotti all day. I don't nobody come in here um threatening me. Now when I talked about B Mims, okay, because we know B Mims be putting um we know B Mims be putting them interns and shit on here to harass people because B Mims scared that I'm a put a, I don't know what he's scared of, okay. Um, but me Mims, I ain't got a jail or nothing to put you in. I'm not the one that you need to be worried about. Nicolay says, black tungster and honey. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? That Darnell guy probably hacking you. You know what? I bet it is Darnell. Y'all know it's a guy that used to call me, and he would call me and say, "Why don't you?" I still got the recordings, because I had to give it to the police. And he called me. He was like, Why don't you talk about all the good stuff Endless Head them do?" I said, "I don't know a goddamn thing that Endless Head and them do. If they do some good shit around Memphis, if they helping folks and ain't setting folks up that's being great, then I talk about it. Hell, I didn't know nothing about Endless Head. If Endless Head is helping the community, if Endless is helping the community, then I'll talk about Endless helping the Memphis community. Okay. So, cause I ain't had nothing against Endless Head. So he called me a few times So then how about, he was called to talk about the stuff that Head was doing around Memphis. And Head, this is what made, because see, I know Head and them be looking at this, but this is what got me Head, is when the dude started calling me, sexually harassing me, sending me obscene pictures and shit. I know B Mims, this is your Goddess first cousin. Mm-hmm. Okay. I know that's his first cousin. Oh, capital B acts is yeah. B Mims is his first cousin. He's the exec. He's the exec. Um he's running CMG now. He's the one that's running CMG. Okay. See, I don't know anything about B Mims other than they say he had worked for CMG, and I heard through the grapevine that when Cornelius went to Atlanta, it was B Mims that he was in contact with. But other than that, I don't know nothing else about him. And then they said I seen Head in North Memphis not too long ago. Mm. ZK showed up for work. Y'all hit the like button. Yeah, I don't be on here as much as I used to. Let's see how many likes we got, but I'm gonna try to change that. I was looking at some missing persons. Listen, y'all, we got 151 people in here. Y'all keep running the likes up. Okay, we need um it's 151 people in here. We need at least 140 likes before we can continue on. Hit the like button, you guys. The like button is free. And hit the support the channel. People be coming in here for free information. All these other vloggers, I mean, they could at least support the channel. I saw Alabama Hitter in here. Shout out to Alabama Hitter. Y'all see Boosie came to the city today and had a damn wreck. No, I didn't know that. I think Boosie's baby mother is from Memphis. The girl that's pregnant now. Yeah, they're in the bushes, but they need to hit the damn like button. Keep running the likes up so we can continue on. Hey, Tamarion. I wonder if that was Boosie that had the interstate backed up. Was it on the interstate? Yeah, we need 30 more likes. I wonder, it was that Boosie. He had a wreck. Was that him that had the interstate backed up? It was at an intersection. Hold, I look at the interstate was backed up today. I wonder if that was Boosie. I had to get off of the interstate, go all the way through. I believe that was Lamar. Was that Lamar? No, Crump through Castelia. I had to go down through because I was going to Whitehaven. Go through Castelia, then went through Orange Mound, then went down Mill Branch. Um, that was not. Oh, they said it wasn't in Memphis, so that one booster that had the interstate backed up. It said it was not in Memphis. He came to Memphis and ended up having the wrecks elsewhere, but for sure was here. Oh, y'all hit the like button. So now let's get back. Greyface said he thought that it happened in Georgia. Nene said it happened in Memphis. But you guys, it's gonna be interesting to see how all of this play out. Because at some point, the other shoe is gonna definitely drop, right? As it relates to the Young Dogs case. Now, like I said, I have my, I be having my theories about stuff, and I think it more so just comes from common sense, and if you paid attention, especially to the things that happened in the beginning, and you listen to a lot of these rappers and how they fell out, as I always said, Moneybag didn't pass the smell test. Zach Randolph definitely hung around Chula Mafia per the a high-ranking Memphis police officer that I know. That's been my friend for over 20 years. And so, like I said, every time I would try to get information out of him about the case, he would just always say, Zach Randolph hung out with them Trula Mafia guys. He would always go back to that. So, I think a lot of people would feel that, why would Zach Randolph want to be involved? Hey, Zach Randolph was one of my favorite NBA players. He definitely was very charismatic. Um, he hung out with them gang members on my auntie street all the time, okay? Because they would always talk about how he stood down there with them all the time. So that was out in East Memphis. Um, they say he was very personable and all of that. He was definitely a great basketball player. So I think people would say that it wouldn't make sense. It does not make sense, right? But you never know why people do what they do. Zach Randolph, he's the one that has the money for sure. Like I said, I'm not saying he was the one. I'm not saying that he paid for no hit, but I'm just saying that he would have the resources to add to a hit if he wanted to. And so when people say, well, it don't make sense. Well, him being a gang member don't make sense allegedly because I'm almost sure that he is one, but I'll say allegedly. Um, that don't make sense, being that he's accomplished what he's accomplished. Definitely has a lot of fans because hell, I be wanting to still be a fan of Zach Randolph. I was hurt when I found out all them things about him. Um, Especially as it relates to this Young Dolph situation. That really hurt me because he is one of my favorite players. Um, yeah. So, I think now people are in pandemonium. I know sometimes people go, well, they're getting away with it. No, I think now if just from my standpoint, if I was, law enforcement working the case, if I was, um, I would say, this is exactly, well, I'm not going to say that because no, I'm not going to say that. Man, Zebo was on a podcast, and when the host mentioned Dolph, he showed no emotion, no rest in peace, rest in peace, Dolph, or nothing. I should. What podcast was that? Great Face. I would like to see that because I like to read people. I mean, he hung out with them with True Mafia. Those were his go-to dudes to do his dirt, from what I'm told. So if they had issues with Dolph, he did too. Who is Mac Bo? Cypress, who is Mac Bo? Oh my God. Mm. Uh, I think Quet goes to court. I think they say Quet's trial is in June. I think they say his trial is in June, the end of June. Cornelius goes to court next week. I think Cornelius goes to court next Monday. I think it's next Monday. From the looks of it, the Fed's about to run through the whole rap industry with indictments. So TikTok just sitting back watching and waiting. Me too. I'm sitting back watching and waiting too. Hey Sherelle. She said I have to catch the replay. Oh, she says Quet trial is July 27th. So I think Quet got so Quet was supposed to have his trial. Was his trial supposed to be like in March? And they got it rescheduled. So they got it rescheduled from March to June or July, which means when July comes, or when June comes, they're probably gonna try to get it rescheduled again to the end of the year. Because they try to push it back as much as they can. So he probably won't go to trial in June or July. Great Face says, I just sent the video. Okay, I'm getting ready to look at it right now. Y'all run the likes up for me. It says skip to 6:30. Uh, and he definitely didn't show no emotions. Greyface says he thinks Cornelius is going to testify against Quet. I'm gonna tell y'all something, and this is just my opinion. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I'm just thinking. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't have if the people that's taking care of Straight Drop don't have Straight Drop to come up in there and testify against Quet too. I think they probably would tell him that it would be good for him to testify against Quet because now understand, even though we know that Quet was not the mastermind, um, they would like for Straight Drop to come in there and kind of collaborate with Cornelius to really put that jacket on his back so that to save the other guys. You have to understand Straight Drop and Cornelius was mad at Quets because somebody playing two ends against the middle. Now, I'm not saying that Quet is innocent because I do believe that he was the liaison, the one that brought them together, like he said, but he was not the mastermind. So what they did was I think whoever it is that's taking care of Straight Drop and them was Straight Drop family. I think in the beginning what they did was they really started trying to play with their minds to really turn them against Quit. Okay. And that's the reason why I said Quit. No, he better tell everything. If he ain't already, he need to. Cause they're gonna do him dirty if he don't. Quit ass and got too old to be worried about what folks think, especially talking about calling him a snitch. He better tell it all. He better tell it all. Because see, the way I think the people that really funded this, the way for them in their minds to stay out of jail is to divide and conquer. If they can keep all those three dudes really against each other, that's divide and conquer, right? If they can keep them against each other, they feel like that'll keep the focus off of them, keep the focus on Quet, because see, Quet ain't they problem. They just really don't understand that Quet in the same damn boat as them. Okay. What they need to do is to get together and tell on the damn people the root of the tree. Okay. And we all know who the root of the tree is. I told y'all Quet ain't paid for no damn hit. I told y'all that before it came out that Orange Mountain Quet ain't paid for no damn hit. Orange Mountain Quet is guilty of opening the gate. Okay, I'm getting ready to talk about him right quick because I be getting mad at these old ass dudes because Orange Mountain Quet is my age. Okay, Orange Mountain Quet is guilty. He knew Straight Drop in them because Cornelius said Straight Drop looked at him as an uncle or a brother or something like that. Quet was, if he was the OG, he never was supposed to open that damn gate and let them into that gate to them dudes. Okay, he never was supposed to introduce them to that. I do believe that they came to Orange Mountain Quet and asked Orange Mountain Quet because see, Quet done been out in the street. I believe they asked him to take the hit and he didn't want to take it. Hell, Orange Mountain Quet ass ain't crazy. He old enough to understand now if he get his ass out there and try to hit somebody up that was as popular as young Dolph, that would not be conducive to him. Okay, so when folks were sitting up talking about there was Quet out there, I said Quet ass ain't jumping in and out of no cars. My legs be hurting me. He my age. Hell, you can look at Quet knees and tell he got badass knees. And I ain't talking about him. I'm just telling the truth. So when they was mad at me, talking, don't we quit at that cookie shop, I said, that wasn't none of quit. Okay. So now what they doing is they think they playing chess. They're trying to play two ends against the middle. They making straight drop in Cornelius. So Cornelius so mad at Quit that it's ridiculous. Why would Cornelius be that mad at Orange Mound Quit? Okay. Somebody told Cornelius that Quit was the one that was trying to have him killed. Why would Quit want to have Cornelius killed? Maybe somebody went to Quit to try to see if they could pay to have him killed. If he knew somebody that would take him out. Okay. Who was supposed to pay them? Whoever the money is coming, whoever it was that money was coming from was the one that was going to take Cornelius out. I step out on a limb and say this. It could have been straight drop because he wanted to keep all the money. He said Cornelius mad at Quet because Quet the one that snitched. Quet might not. He might have snitched, and then too somebody else might have snitched too. Now, remember now, Quet was not the only person. He might did say something, but now remember now, Quet was not the only person that threw them up under the bus. Now, y'all know I don't be wanting to talk about. I be hating to bring up people that is no longer here with us, so I won't say nothing about it. But there was another person that went up in there and threw him up under the bus too. Okay, but he's no longer here with us, so I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say his name. Divine Black Rose has quit snitch first. Got a proffer agreement. Not Josh. Grayface, it wasn't Josh. Yep. Says Grayface, he did say Quet sent the police to the hospital on him. And we know Juke told too when they picked him up. Hmm. You all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Y'all, at the end of the show, I want y'all to hear my daughter rapping. My my daughter raps, but she ain't looking for no deal. I mean, you know, not right now, not from no labels up in Memphis. Cause I wants my baby to live, okay? Okay. And she can't sign no contracts either so that they can put insurance on her. She says CMG had to be the first ones questioned after it happened. That's probably why police went to Privé because Juke was there. Mm. Y'all, we're gonna have to go to the members. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock tonight. There's some things I be wanting to say that I can't say, but I'm gonna have to take it to the members, to the platinum. Um, so y'all, who is it? Somebody is taking care of Straight Drops family. That was my daughter playing in the background. I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna pull it up and let y'all see it. You all hit the like button, okay? Please like, share, and subscribe. Black Barbie said, "Let's go to the platinum." Um, Miss T, what song was that playing? That was my daughter. I'm getting ready to let y'all see. Oh, my daughter can spit. Okay. Tamarian says, that's what gave it away. I already knew, but when they went straight to Privé, they stamped that it was official. Mm. Mm. Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah, who do you all think Juke was talking about when he said rather than face me, y'all rather snake me? Who y'all think he was talking about? He said you can't trust family. So it would be somebody that he considered family, right? Even if it was not a blood relative. I know a lot of people say that they think that Yo Gotti had his brother hit. I don't know though. For some reason, I kind of have I, I I don't put anything past anybody, but I don't know. Maybe it was somebody that he considered family. I don't know. I'm not convinced that Gotti did it. Although I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm not convinced that he did it. Maybe it was somebody that he would consider family. Mm. Neil said he want to hear that song. I'm gonna let y'all hear it at the end of the show. So y'all, it's gonna be interesting to see who is it, because if Straight Drop claims that he got 40,000, first of all, we don't believe that. Orange Mountain Quit needs to tell the truth. I think Orange Mountain Quit know that they didn't get 40,000. Orange Mountain Quit needs to go because they trying to sell. They already done turned them against Orange Mountain Quit. They setting him up so bad. Orange Mountain Quit just needs to tell everything. Okay, if he ain't told it, he need to. Because really, what they all need to get together and do, because see, they doing that divide and conquer, in my opinion. They all need to get together and tell on the people's that paid them, okay? Because the people's that paid them is in the middle playing, is turning them all against each other. That's so that they can destroy each other and not focus on them, okay? Um, when the mindset is protect the bag, anybody can get it. He said, "Yeah, we already know that it was for more than $40,000." I think that that's what they told Cornelius. I think that's what they told Cornelius so they could just give him a little bit of money, and then they turn around and didn't even give him that. They was going, and they didn't even want to give him the little $40,000, $30,000 that they was gonna give him, and didn't give it to him. So who y'all think taking care of Straightdropp'S family? Who y'all think? Real talk with Tamara at gmail.com. Says that ninja went and paid for a video shoot and Gucci everything. They gave him that. They gave him that to make a fool out of him. I don't think he paid for that. They him borrowed it. They let him borrow the Gucci outfit. Then he was standing in front of. They say it was Yo Gotti's car. Whose car was that? They say that Straight Drop was standing in front of. Tabaria says, I believe that part. That's why Cornelius so mad at Quit for playing him. And I think it's the same people that paid him to do what he did. You got to be the damnedest fool that ever walked the earth to go and commit a high profile murder and then call yourself ain't gonna pay the people. You really got to be twisted. And that's just what they was. I mean, but here's the thing. When something is wrong, it could never be right. It was wrong from the very beginning. So it was never going to be right. When people say that they should have did this, it happened the way that God wanted it to happen. Because everything had to be exposed. This stuff has to be exposed. This stuff has to be exposed so that um a lot of this stuff can stop. I do believe that what happened, because we had seen it happen to Nipsey, we had seen it happen to other rappers, right? But it hit differently when it happened to Young Dolph. And I just believe that the wrath of God, just, Young Dolph and them are young African American men. And like the lady had said that called into my show, the older lady, they just wanted what he had. And the reason I bring endless in it, yes, Zach Randolph had money, but Zach was getting ready to retire. They get big pensions and stuff. But I think it has a lot to do with stupidity and greed, right? Um, they was doing something with the label, they said that Endless is independent. Um, hey, they could have still had Endless Records, could have been CMG, and there could have been Paper Route Empire. I just can't understand for the life of me why they felt like Young Dolph was such a threat. And in the process, I think what we're going to start seeing is they've started a domino effect, right? Um, with all of these labels being taken down. For me for one, I'm happy that it is happening because it has turned into um, just something that's just really sad, if you ask me, where young Black men would be afforded the opportunity to create generational wealth, rapping for their children, for their family. Um, but instead, it has turned into a death trap, right? Where you see so many Black men losing their lives because these stupid, ignorant, Black, dumb motherfuckers that's over these record labels. See, y'all see how I get mad when I get to thinking about it. Stupid, ignorant Black bitches. Okay. Instead of them, if they get a foothold in this game, okay, instead of killing Young Dolph, I say this all the time, they should have been trying to get like him. Okay. What they should have been trying to do was get like him. Okay. All of them could have got together and really started preaching independence. Okay, start these artists, when they sign them, they don't sign them to make them rich. They sign these artists to make them their slaves, and then if they don't burn out at some point, then they might get something off of their very own talent. These Black record execs ought to be ashamed of themselves. Okay, and that's the reason why God ain't pleased. How you gonna sign somebody to take total advantage of them, then put insurance on them or put them in beefs so that you can get paid off of their lives? That's dirty. That's evil. And so I don't give a damn about the feds taking it down. Okay, that's true, Terrell. Is that I agree with you 100%. But Terrell, what hurts me so bad? I agree with you. They're the ones that's in the background that we don't see. But guess what? They put the battery in these Black executives' backs. There ain't no way in the world that me as a Black woman, if I was in the music industry, that I would ever agree to participate in committing genocide in my own community with my own race. That's the reason why I don't care about them taking these Black bitches down. You commit genocide in your community for some money? Young Dolph was a blessing in the Black community. Ain't none of us innocent. He had learned the recipe and he was defying what the record industry had established, which was slavery in another form as it relates to these artists. The artists got the talent, but they find a way to get rich, just like they was doing to the slaves. You work for me for free. You create generational wealth for my family, and you get nothing. So then they find a way. My dad used to always say, if the KKK want to get away with something, all they got to do is go get a Black face and give it make it look like it's got some power. The whole time they own the Black person. The Black person can get away with what a white man can't get away with. So they go get these execs like Gotti. They loan them $100 million and they own them. They go into these Black communities with bottles of Cristal or whatever it is. that they have. They sign these black boys that know nothing about finances, about insurance, about nothing. They want to be famous, and they think if they get famous, they're going to be wealthy. But what they do is they make them famous, and then they disassociate the wealth. That's only done in the rap industry. And what's so hurtful is you have these black execs that participate in it for some money, and I don't give a damn about the feds taking them down. It's long overdue. Okay? Maybe when they take it down and they build it back up, because they're getting these black execs, then it'll be built back up right. Some things have to be torn down so that it can be built back up the right way. These folks ain't, I get so disappointed when I think about these black men that's really truly got some talent, has the ability to help to create generational wealth throughout the black community. Instead, they help to commit genocide. I get to thinking about all of this instigation and stuff that went on in Memphis when Young Dolph was killed. Unfortunately, all of that instigation. So many young brothers lost their lives. I'm mad about that. And I'm truly mad about it. I don't get on here to to YouTube. I don't be on here enough no more. Because I works in real life. Okay? It don't pay me nothing. So when I get on here and I come with the truth. And I think it's a darn shame before God what is going on in our community. Your God in them ought to be ashamed of themselves. So I don't get on here saying, I can't understand why, the police won't do this and that. Just like we see it, the police been knowing it. I don't have to get on here. I'm not getting on here to snitch. Okay. The good thing about it is I don't have to snitch because I don't know nothing that the police and that the federal government don't know. They have access to everything. So they know this stuff way before we find it out. Way before anybody ever decides to look into it. They are already about 10 steps ahead. Okay? So Straight Drop, I think I've said this. I know your God in them is fans of the show, and I'm glad they're fans, okay? Maybe they can get some type of knowledge because they ought to be ashamed of themselves. Okay? They ought to be ashamed of themselves. So Straight Drop was out there lost. So I was talking to, I think I spoke about this. See, they was never going to get away with it. I think I talked about this in the members, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on out. Because, y'all know me and my members, we talk about exclusive stuff. That's why you need to get a platinum, okay? Because we going up in the platinum. I wish I could say we can go up in there tonight, but one of my eyes done started going down, okay? It ain't all the way down, but that right eye has started going down. The left one is still wide. But when that right eye start going down, that means it won't be long before I'm asleep, okay? Because the left eye gonna follow, okay? So anyways, when Straight Dropping them did what they did, I was talking to one of my friends, and we just happened to run into each other. She was like, I had not seen her before. She's like, girl, I be looking at your vlog. I had not seen her in a while. I was over at 201 Popular. It's like, I be looking at your vlog. And, I saw that you had been vlogging on that Young Dolph's case. And she said, I was looking at it. She said, Tamara, it don't make no sense. She said, I always knew Straightdropp'S mother. We've been friends since elementary school. I said, wow. And I put everything in my platinum. So I'm just put a little bit out right here. Okay. And so to make a long story short, she went on to tell me that she said the day after it was aired, okay, on they aired it the day after they put the video out about what happened at the cookie shop. She said, I called Straight Drop. Now this is a officer. This is an officer. Okay, this is a officer that I'm talking to. She said, I called Straightdropp'S mama. She said, when we saw that video, we started calling each other because we all grew up in Orange Mound. So we started did y'all see that? That's Justin and them. So they was never gonna get away with it. So why they was going and killing all these folks after to try to keep them quiet? I don't know, a bunch of damn fools. She said, we was calling each other. She said, then I said, let me call my friend to make sure that she is okay. She said, so I called her. I know everybody knows Straight Drop Mama name, but I'm not going to put it out there because I don't want to do that. She said, I said such and such. What's going on? Are you okay? She said, and Straight Drop's mother said to her, I'll call you back. And she said, that's been my friend since elementary school. And I ain't talked to, we was tight. She said, everybody was calling, is she okay? Is she okay? This is before anybody even knew who he was. The folks up in Orange Mound already knew it was them. They was calling each other saying, that's Justin and them that was up there at that cookie shop and killed Dolph. They already knew. They was never going to get away with it. Never. She said that her kids was Straight Drop. I said, Straight Drop is a handsome young man. And she said all of her children have always been beautiful kids. Those were always some gorgeous kids. The daughter, the oldest, brother Junior, they were always gorgeous. She always made sure them kids look nice. He grew up in Orange Mound. And so you got a young man who was handsome, young, and thirsty. Okay? He wanted some fame. He wanted to rap. He wasn't that, he might not have been that good of a rapper to a whole lot of people, but he was handsome enough to be marketed to the young girls his age. Okay? We know wherever the women are, if the men, if they straight, they gonna follow. Okay? They coming where the women at if they straight. And if they ain't straight, if they undercover, if they see a whole lot of men that they coming to them, okay? And so, but yet and still, they took it as an opportunity to take advantage of somebody that was already troubled. For some reason, Straight Drop had a sex charge. That's not normal. It's not normal for a man to sexually assault a woman. That's a damn fucking mental illness when you got women out there that's selling ass for 2 cents. Okay? You got women out there that will try and give it to you. You ain't got to take it. They giving ass away. You got women, they selling ass for Jack Purtle's chicken. Okay? So you ain't got to take nothing. That means it's a sickness. Okay? Well, this lady had knew Straight Drop since he was a baby. She said when they played that video, when they jumped out of that car, this lady is an officer. I was talking to her. I ran into her at 201 Poplar about a month ago when I was over there at court. We had worked together. We started talking. We ended up talking, I know, for over an hour. She said the day that they dropped that video showing them getting out of that white Mercedes, they all started, everybody that grew up in Orange Mound, all of the older people started calling each other saying, did you see that? They had known the boy since he was a baby. They knew it was him. They told her, have you called his mother to see if she okay? This was before anybody, especially outside of Memphis, knew anything. Hell, the folks that didn't know him didn't know around Memphis, but everybody in Orange Mound knew. And probably in Castelia. Okay. So they was never going to get away with it. I remember that guy was very handsome. He's sick. Twisted. They gave him what, like 100 years or something? It was one football player. It probably was him that was doing that. They gave him like what, 40 years or 30 years or something. So we already know, that okay, we already know that the we already know that the people, still want, Straight Drop to tell on the right people. We know that Straight Drop got the information to tell on the right people. That's why, Yo Gotti would get real nervous every time something would come up for Straight Drop. Okay, he would start posting, making posts and stuff. He always told on himself. But like I said, they could have made Straight Drop had a he had a better appearance than quite a few of them rappers that he was hanging around. So he would have drawn, if they had put some money behind him, he would have drawn in the young girls. But instead, they helped him to mess his life up. Okay, and so I hold Orange Mound quit responsible for opening that gate. Although, if he had not opened it, somebody else was gonna do it. They would have Juke them would have went to Teasy. They would have went to Teasy. Okay. They was gonna go get somebody else. They just was not gonna stop. If they had not gotten them to do it, they was gonna get some more people to do it. Okay. And so everybody has to give an account for what they do, but I don't care anything about them taking down these black execs. I'm harder on them. When you start looking at people outside of the black community, we see what has happened, what people have done to the black community for many, many years, hundreds of years. Okay. And that mentality just kind of trickles down that blacks are to be taken advantage of and we're to always be consumers, right? Um, but then I get angry when I start seeing people that look like me, knowing what their family members have gone through, knowing what their ancestors have gone through, and seeing the conditions of their people to this very day. And they had the nerve to get their black asses in a position and replicate what has been going on for many years as if they didn't come out the black community. Ain't nobody gotta tell your God in them that the people in North Memphis is suffering. Ain't nobody got to tell them that. You know why ain't nobody got to tell them? Because they grew up in North Memphis. They already know. So if you've experienced how you come from the trenches, you've already experienced it, and you've seen how a lot of these poor people live. How could you get a little money and decide that you're going to be a predator? They sure hurt a lot of people in Memphis when they did that to Young Dolph. How could you get together? Zach Randolph ass ain't even from up out of Memphis. He one of the ones that came into Memphis to play basketball. So as far as I'm concerned, he one of the ones that come into the city to make some money. Okay, so when you have people that come in and they making a lot of money off of the city and they ain't doing nothing for the city, I call them bloodsuckers. So he's just one of the bloodsuckers. Okay, he gonna bring his ass up in Memphis from out of Indiana and take out a Memphian, allegedly help to take out a Memphian that's giving back. Everybody ought to be offended. Then you got Head and Yo Gotti and Moneybag and Black Youngster in them that grew up in the trenches of Memphis, and they take out another damn Memphian because they jealous. Okay. What he do for the city? J Dropper, what he do? Because if he did something, because Zach Randolph was one of my favorite NBA players. So if he did something for the city, I don't want to, omit that. I want to be able to say what he did, what he do. Cause see, I be wanting to give people their credit. What he done did. Cause I remember that time everybody was standing outside talking about he paid $1 million or $2 million for some light bills. And then come to find out it was a scam. Okay, Mr. Parker said he did school and toy drives when he played for the Grizzlies. Okay. I mean, did it come from out of his pocket or did the Grizzlies pay for it? The team, the owners of the team. That makes the team look good. Mm. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. I don't know. I can't understand how Memphians let other people come into their city and take out help. He done donated money to Shelby County Food Pantry. Oh, okay. Mm. Oh, well, good. Well, good then. I'm happy he did that. You know what gets me? You see some of these rappers that's from out of Memphis, okay, and they're they hijack the city too. Their cities support them and help to put them on. Then they sign these dues to make it to so that they can go out and they give them guns to go and destroy the city. Gay holiday boxes to families for Thanksgiving. Okay, and they go and destroy the city. Okay, I have not seen. So when does Zach do that? Did he do that when he played for the Grizzlies? Has he been doing it lately since he don't play for the Grizzlies? Mm. He said after he retired. Okay. But they're gonna have to give an account. He said he gave pistols to the mob to slide for his kinfolks. Alabama Hill said he gave pistols to the mob to slide for his kinfolk. That is a good thing. At work, we donate to charities for each teammate's birthday. I asked my teammates to donate to Memphis Food Bank. Good, Kevin. I don't know a lot about Jay Morant other than he. It seemed like to me he wanted to be a gangster or something at one point. He's kind of been quiet lately, I guess. Alabama hitter, what mob was that? What mob are you talking about? Was the mob from out of Memphis? And donated money that the city would never benefit from. Come on, y'all, really? He helped with gang activity in the city. He sure did. Now that he did for sure. He says J Dropper 12 is Jay Morant. Right, Jay? Is Jay Morant the basketball player? He said YMM. Alabama Hitter, who is YMM? Young Money Mob. Now, who is in Young Money Mob? It's Young Money Mob from out of Memphis. Joanne says Jay Morant and Gotti can make a big difference in Memphis if they really wanted to. Jay Morant can make a difference if he stopped while he ahead. Yo Gotti it's over for Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti is going to pay retribution for what he did to Young Dog. And maybe he could be when he go to maybe he could be a good influence on when he in jail to some of them. If that's you about one of the oh my goodness. It's all right. Hold on, y'all. Let's see. Hold on, you guys. Let me see something. Y'all want to hear my little girl? I'm gonna let y'all hear my daughter. So while I'm letting y'all listen to my daughter, I want y'all to when I come back, I want to know, who do you all think is taking care of Straightdropp'S family? That's what I want to know.
Bitch. Yeah. Bitch keep saying I can't take a nigga, I already did it. Niggas keep running their mouth. I'm calling the goods like the K's, they already spin it. Case can't say we pussy, we been rocking out. Bitch, that's just how we live. Got big Zoe with me, no hoe. When we talk shit, don't get boss lit. Bitch, I'm poppin'. P-O-P-P-I-N-G. Can't name one of these hoes in the bill that's even come close to fucking with me. Nigga try to walk me down with nothing like he finna hit this place for free. Just last year, y'all niggas was bitch. Now y'all on the gram talk about y'all. Light flashing this 12, bro, hit the gas and we get gone. Hop on the beat, I get a spaz, off of the liquor, bitch, I'm in the zone. Don't give a fuck what she said, I'm always right, so that mean that bitch in the wrong. I never be playing with niggas, I hit your medulla. How to straight the don't. I pull bitch so kissy on the couple lights and days. Still shake it up when I sleep. Nigga trying to go around the world like door, no bitch. I'm trying to suck on that visa. What's up in the zone? I ain't never done none of y'all bitches. Still love to stick when I see. And yes, I got a homie that'll treat you like he's love you till you fuck. Grab your shit, do the juices up and leave. Love when a bitch shake her ass left, right. Bitch get nasty. I told the nigga I'm loyal, I said I don't cheat. But baby, please don't put it past me. This homie getting around, she sucking and fucking. That's why the bitch look ashy. Bitch, I'm a dog, but I'm trying to figure her out. I'm Scooby and this bitch dashing. Love when a nigga just listening, don't go against me, just do what I say. Say I can splash him too, but I ain't talking no hooping, no, I am not related to Clay. And yes, I will pack all these bitches by mine, just as long as you help me get to this one day. Yes, I'm the realest, the biggest, the truest. I promise wherever you tell you go late. I'm running circles around bitches, they can't keep up. Bitches be moving too slow. You better up in the shoot if I up this bitch, put bread, this bitch gonna blow. I got sticks and they got drums, it's one on my hip, bitch, I always told. I threw his ass in the water, he drowned. I called him Drake because that bitch float.
Bounce out with a fully. 2 clips taped to the gun like a Pop-Tart. I've been a hustler. Back in the day, used to try to sell.
Y'all better give it up for my damn daughter. Tamari says J Dropper. I'm not angry. That's that he's destroying his life. That he's destroying his life, wanting to play gangster. It's just ignorant as F for him to be in his position and to do what the F he's doing. You said that's my twin. Oh yeah, she got bars for real. Yeah, she got bars for real. Anyways, y'all. Now, because I'm gonna be on here about 20 more minutes. Y'all, who is it? Let you get the name of her song. Okay. It's called Let's Do It, featuring Zoe, Big Wayne, and Chew. Thank you, Rochelle. Tamarian, he tried to sneak in here and defend Zebo. Nah, buddy. Talking about you a fan. Ja been had that name since high school. um, how's he been? How he's never been arrested, take care of his family, and brings his daughter to every game. Well, it's gonna be interesting to see how all of this stuff ends. I'm just gonna say that. You know, like I said, I speak my piece on this all the time. Like I said, I think it was just so wrong. You know how they did Young Dolph. It was just no way in the world that they should have ever taken it as far as they took it. You sure got to reap what you sow. They know they're gonna reap. Okay, they know they're gonna reap. Jay Morant, if they're saying that that's Jay Morant that's up in here, he needs to give to the channel since he up in here defending Zach. Hit the super sticker. Okay, we know you got it. Great Face says, "How you know Zebo bring his daughter to every game? You would have to be on the floor with her." Oh my goodness. I think that is him. Ninja sent me some new spring gear. Hmm. He said no, Jay brings his daughter to every game. He said for real, Jay Moran daughter fans. Thank you, Miss Nelly. They said maybe Jay Dropper is Zach Randolph. So, y'all, if y'all had to guess, who do you all think is taking care of Straight Drops family? Who do you all think is taking care of Straight Drops family? He said, "Well, if that's Zebo, I finally get to sell him them shoes that you gave to Quet was too big, dummy." Lord have mercy. A kid clientele 19 says, I remember Zach Randolph beat up his teammate Ruben Patterson. Zebo went into hiding at Dale Davis' house because Ruben Patterson was trying to get at Zebo. Um, Whoever don't be in break or fold is taking care of his mom. She said, whoever don't be in break or fold is taking care of his mom. Child, them people sisters living good. Whoever it is, they moves everybody to the same state. I guess they got a connection in that state or something. They got to connect. Whoever straight dropped, getting paid to keep quiet. They probably got tea on each other. Yeah, straight drop knows too. If he do tell, they're gonna tell about his subjects to come out about all the other hits he took for them. He was their hit man. So I don't know. I think that was already he said on his page that he was a hired hitman. Mm, mm, mm. Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I appreciate you all. Um, I appreciate y'all getting on tonight. I'm gonna try to get on every night. Y'all know I've been tired. I haven't been able to get on every night, but tomorrow, I tell y'all what I'm gonna do. Before I go to work tomorrow, I'm gonna do it tonight. I'm going to do a platinum video and I'm gonna upload it. Which y'all do y'all want me to upload it? I'll upload it. I be liking to go live. I like going live in my platinum. You're welcome, Miss Joanne. I be loving to go live in my platinum, but I might have to upload a video. Yeah, I'm getting sleepy. I done had a long day today. I promise. Let me see what I got to do tomorrow. Um, mm, I don't have to do nothing tomorrow but go to work. Once I finish, I'll come home and get on live tomorrow. I'll come home and get on live. And yeah, it was something else that I was going to talk about tonight. Thank you, Miss Joanne. I sure need it. Because I be so tired. It was something else I was going to talk about tonight, but I'm gonna start. I have to start writing this stuff down because I don't even remember that. It'll come back to me. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about these girls getting BBLs. I want to talk about that. We'll probably talk about that tomorrow. Yeah. Anyways, you guys, I appreciate you all getting on. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. Listen, I'm going to say a little prayer, Lord. I just thank you for everybody that was on this live tonight. May you touch each and every one of us and protect each and every one of us that was on this live. No weapon formed against any of us and our family shall prosper. Anything that try to rise up against us will be condemned. If there were any evil people on here that had any evil thoughts, any evil plans against me or any of us, I reverse the curse and send it back to the sender. May it manifest in their very own lives in less than 30 days, okay? So we're all protected, child. Don't even try to come up against me because if you do, God gonna reverse it and send it back to you, okay? Anyways, you guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Be safe, okay? We'll talk later.